Hello, guys. Welcome once again to another weekly podcast from Young in Christ. First and foremost, this podcast is coming late for those who are really anticipating to get it at the beginning of the week. Well, it's kind of still the beginning of the week given that it's only Tuesday, and I'm not gonna try give excuses, but we're just gonna get onto it. So I hope you had a lovely week last week, and I hope you had a great weekend. And I hope the week is going well for you so far. My week is going well so far. And what I'd like to share today pertains to God's love. I just wanted to come on here and talk about God's love because one day I was just sitting thinking to myself, I think I was listening to a certain love song, and I was like, if a human being, or rather if human beings can love so much as to write such beautiful love songs and dedicate them to someone, how much more can God love us, right? And the week before last week, I got the privilege to visit Taj Mahal, which is in Agra. Agra is a state in India. So I went with a couple of my friends, and I wasn't really looking forward to seeing the place because I did not know what to expect. I basically went there because my friends were going, and like we all saved up for it, so we were like, why not go? So we went there, and trust me, the sight exceeded my expectation. And one of the most beautiful things about the Taj itself, I'm not going to get into a lot of detail about the building itself, but rather the story. The fact that this king loved his queen so much that he decided to build such a beautiful palace for her. Every single detail in that place is just impeccable. The kind of stones that have been used, it's just mind-blowing. And I remember telling my friend that this is probably the only man on the face of the earth, okay, the only man that we know of on the face of the earth who actually told his lover that I love you so much, I'm going to build a palace for you. And then he actually built it. And then it got me to thinking about Jesus Christ. Some of the last words that Jesus says before he's taken up to heaven is that I go to prepare a place for you. And even when he talks about things like, in my Father's kingdom there are many rooms, I will come back and take you so that where I am you shall also be. And here I am standing in front of a man-made palace and marveling at how beautiful it is. Like, I can't even comprehend how much more beautiful the place that Jesus is going to make for us is. If man can love like that, then how much more is the love that Jesus is talking about, And which brings me again to speaking about the Garden of Eden and love. It's like after God created Adam, and Adam was just minding his own business with the animals and whatnot, and God was just like, let me do something for this man. Let me think of something so genius, extraordinarily genius. And God was like, let me allow man to feel what it feels like, or to experience what it feels like to be in love or feel love or have a love, because that thought didn't cross Adam's mind. I don't even think he ever knew there was such a thing as a woman, because he had not seen it. He had not seen her. He had named all the creatures. He had walked through the entire garden. He had never met a woman like Eve. Right? And then God is just like, let me blow this man's mind away. Let me create somebody who will allow him to experience love. So that way, God introduced love to us humans. He allowed us to have love as well. It can be love between spouses, love between families, love between friends, and it is so, so beautiful. And honestly, I feel like that's one of the greatest gifts that the Lord has ever given us. And even Jesus dying for us on the cross was because of love. Do you realize just how beautiful the gift of love is? So I challenge you every time to think about love when you're listening to a love song, okay? Even if it's a love song maybe from even the 1970s, 80s, whatever, those are like really my jams. And every time you listen to these songs, I want you to look at it from the perspective of the love that the Lord has allowed us to have, and just think about how deep it is. If a woman or a man can profess love so loudly, so boldly, and mean it from the bottom of their hearts, how much more is the love of Christ? How genius was it for God to introduce love in the Garden of Eden? Like, how genius was that? What would we be without love? That's what I want you to think about throughout this week. And I hope you have a lovely time thinking about it. I hope you pray about it. And I really, really pray that the Lord allows you to see things as He would like you to see them, to experience everything as He would desire for you to experience them. And I just pray that you see His glory in everything around you, regardless of whether it's good or bad. And may His love be radiating in all things around you. So thank you for listening, and bye.